All right, got this tabletop that I made a long time ago, and I burned the Texas logo into it, which was a good idea, but I did not get the logo centered. As you can see here, it is closer to the bottom than it is the top by not even a close amount. Plus, there's a couple blemishes here from some epoxy that I need to fix. So the plan for today is to use my flattening table to bring this down just a little bit, because this laser burner, it's really hard to tell, but it actually etches the wood. So, I mean, it's enough to catch your fingernail on. So I'm gonna bring it down a couple fractions of an inch and get the table finished by adding some Rubio to it, and hopefully out the door into someone else's house, because I'm tired of stepping over it. So here we go. All right, now that the tabletop is flat and ready for finish, I'm going to install some adjustable feet. These are great because not only are they adjustable, but they're also felt tipped, so they will not scratch your floors, and you can adjust the bottom of them so they won't rock on an unlevel floor. Or if your table base is slightly out of level, you can kind of hide it with this too. Not that I would ever build anything like that. So here we go. And just like that, the table's got feet on them. You can run them out, you can run them in, you just can't shake them all about. There we go, on to the next. All right, I was about to hit this with some Rubio Monocoat, but no. So we're gonna go at it with some Wipe-On Poly instead. It'll do the job well enough, and it dries quick, and it'll help me my goals of getting this thing out the door today. So here we go. All right, now we're gonna sand down this top and put some finish on it, and out she goes. All right, here's the plan. We have sanded the tabletop, both sides. There's some imperfections that I truthfully just am okay living with. So that being said, I'm gonna put finish on the bottom, and attach the bottom to it, and then flip it over, and then finish the top. And that will be that for this piece. And here we go, the finished product. Again, this is a prototype piece that I made as like a proof of concept, made out of 100% scraps. And I think it turned out okay, despite its imperfections. And apparently one of my neighbors thought so too, because it is now in their house. So not bad for a quick 200 bucks. Welcome to part 2, where we turn trash into treasure. Y'all, two of my least favorite things in woodworking are cutting boards and epoxy. So anyways, I'm gonna make a cutting board today, and I've got all this leftover maple scrap, and it's gonna turn into a holiday present for someone in my family. Cutting boards. Right, here we go. I joke about cutting boards. They're tedious and I rarely make money on them, but they're an excellent way to use up scraps. So that's what we're doing here. I've got a bunch of maple scraps, so we're cutting them down to 1.5 by 3/4 strips, and we will get them flat on both sides and glue them together and make a butcher block style cutting board. Right about here is where I figured out I didn't have near enough material, so back to the storage we go, pulled out another board and ripped it down into more strips of wood, and eventually we had enough material here to make a 14.5-inch wide board. Here's the great part. The part that I enjoy the least about making cutting boards is after you glue everything together, you're gonna make it flat. And now that I've got this flattening table, I can just lay it on there and get to work. And in a matter of minutes, I can flatten both sides, and they'll be completely flat, completely level, and it saves literal hours of work otherwise. Smooth as glass, baby. Pretty industrious today. Finished a table, roughed out a cutting board for my dad. This will be for his bar. It's 14.5 inches square, and then I'll make some matching coasters to go with it, and we'll burn a logo in there for his bar. And then I also have this piece. It is 14.5 inches wide and like 27.5 inches long. So if somebody needs a big ass cutting board, then here's your baby.